What's up, Taiwan? I'm Jaime with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. More than 100 people took part in a drill over the weekend that simulated a missile strike in Taipei. The exercise was held by the Kuma Academy, a group that's aim is to prepare Taiwanese for a conflict with China. Interest in civil defense courses have skyrocketed ever since Russia invaded Ukraine. The drills included simulated injuries, but they looked very real. So be aware of graphic images ahead.
People crying in pain and a race to rescue survivors. This is a simulated civil defense exercise in Taiwan's capital, Taipei. People here are learning how to respond to a missile attack.
因为就算不是讲战争，有时候你只是有一个，比如说我们在地震带，那你有一些大型的灾害发生的时候，你还是要知道怎么样找避难所啊，然后跟你的同伴联络，或是到你可以安全的地方去。然后我觉得这些讯息蛮需要练习的。
This class is being taught by one of Taiwan's largest civil defense groups, the Kuma Academy. Their goal is to train at least 3 million of Taiwan's 23 million people in civil defense. That means teaching people first aid, how to find shelter, and how to survive. One of the major focuses of this class is responding to a missile strike. It uses fake blood and body parts, along with volunteers, to create true-to-life conditions. It's this realism that has many interested in taking these lessons.
主要是想要了解一下，如果真的有发生一些灾难啊或战争的时候，那个情境大概会是怎么样子？因为其实灾难就是随时都有可能会发生吧，对啊，那只是说先做个准备，那有发生任何事情的话，就比较能够因应这样子，在心情上面、心理的准备上面。
Classes like these took off in Taiwan after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. Taiwan faces a similar threat from neighboring China, which claims the country as part of its territory. And that situation has led Taiwan to focus more on civilian defense. As well as the military, private companies like Kuma Academy are leading that charge. But while this specific class focuses on how to react during a war, participants say that the training can be applied in any scenario.
不管台湾有没有这样的一个威胁，都是其中一个可能性。毕竟从911你也不知道它会发生911啊，意外你永远不知道什么时候会先来。
Proponents say that the drills aren't about hyping up the threat from China, but about giving people a more realistic sense of what a crisis feels like. Regardless of whether it's a natural disaster or war, the idea is for Taiwanese to be prepared for any situation.
Who will be Taiwan's next legislative speaker? That question will be answered on Thursday when the new legislature convenes. Both Taiwan's ruling party and the main opposition have pitched their candidates to the crucial third force, Taiwan People's Party. Leslie Liao has the latest from Taiwan's legislature.
Taiwan's newly elected legislature will convene on February 1st. Now, one of the first orders of business for the new lawmakers is to select a legislative speaker. Both the ruling DPP and the main opposition KMT have nominated candidates for the position. The DPP wants Hsieh, who's the continuity candidate, while the KMT wants to see former Kaohsiung mayor and 2020 presidential candidate Han Kuo-yu at the post. Now, neither of these parties have the majority necessary to push their person through. The decision will come down to the Taiwan People's Party and who they choose to support. Earlier today, both candidates met with the TPP to pitch their positions. The KMT says they want to work with the TPP to form an opposition coalition to reform the legislature.
我们沟通的几乎是无话不谈，又帮老百姓满足了很多需要，又带动了国会的改革。我是抱持着这样子一个观念来。
Meanwhile, the DPP says that it will do what's best for Taiwan within the constraints of the law.
大家共同来思考，让台湾怎么更好。那其中国会改革当然对台湾的发展、台湾的未来是非常重要。当然，我还是要严守这个立法院组织法的规定。
But the TPP has said that legislative reform remains high on its agenda.
那我们大家对于立法院接下来的运作，那以及我们希望能够推动国会改革的目标，都已经充分交换了意见。
With Thursday's deadline fast approaching, the run for Speaker is anything but certain. It seems the decision will come down to the wire. Hsieh and Leslie Liao in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
A Taiwanese probe will be sent to the moon as part of an international mission later this year. Scientists from National Central University designed a radiation probe for use in a moon landing led by Japanese tech firm iSpace. The probe is the first Taiwan-made gadget to qualify for deep space use. Its developers say Taiwan is set to play a larger role in the commercial space industry.
We have a lot of experience in precision industry, electronics, telecommunications, and one reason why a lot of companies in Taiwan are moving into the space sector now is because they see a very effective market in terms of low Earth orbit satellite communications like Starlink and so forth that has a need for products that they happen to specialize in.
EVA Air pilots have called off a strike, ending fears of travel chaos during Taiwan's busiest travel season. Jaime reports.
At this negotiating table, Vice Premier Zheng Wenzan has helped avert a crisis. To his left and his right, pilots and airline reps signed an accord. Pilots with Taiwan's second biggest carrier, EVA Air, had planned to strike Wednesday. The idea was maximum disruption just ahead of the Lunar New Year, when travel to and from Taiwan peaks. But with the help of government mediation, that plan is now canceled.
机师工会针对我们的薪资条件还有外站津贴的这些部分不会再持续的争议，但是双方还是将来会持续的交换意见跟讨论。
The two sides agreed to pay raises based on rank and experience. The airline will also adjust the special allowances it gives out to pilots when they travel abroad. In addition, the airline has agreed not to hire more foreign pilots unless there's a special need. The pilots, for their part, agree that these issues are settled, at least until the end of May 2026. Transport officials say they're pleased with this result.
现在因为距离春节也快靠近了，也希望就是说大家能够坚守岗位，然后恢复正常，尽量能够为这次的春节来提供服务。
They want talks between the airline and the union to become more regular, so they can avoid similar near misses in the future. Kama Hsieh and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
More and more Taiwanese fathers are taking responsibility for caring for their newborn children. Government figures show the percentage of men applying for paternity leave was 18% in 2020 and jumped to 25% in 2022. That's the highest proportion ever. The government says the increase follows a boost in paternity leave salary subsidies and a more flexible application period. Civil groups are pushing back against a bill that will relax restrictions on artificial reproduction in Taiwan. The three groups claim the bill may encourage more single-parent families, which they say violates the best interests of children. The group also reported that 70% of respondents in a survey they conducted did not support single women or same-sex couples having children artificially. The proposed new rules will give these groups access to medically assisted reproduction. Taiwan's health minister says there will be a public hearing in the legislature to decide the future of the bill. Environmental groups are raising awareness of reef damage caused by a gas receiving station built on Taiwan's northwest coast.
这一章却告诉我们，有可能漂沙将来就是淤积在潮间带生态呢。我个人的判断是会受到严重的影响。
The groups say the construction of the CPC station off the coast of Taoyuan is impacting ocean currents, causing irregular sand buildup that will threaten nearby reefs. CPC says beach erosion is normal during certain weather cycles and was common before the site was built. Tennis star Hsieh has become the first Taiwanese to win 2 titles in the same Grand Slam event in an impressive run at this year's Australian Open. Hsieh and Belgian partner Elise Martens won the competition's women's doubles event after taking home the mixed doubles title with Polish partner Jan Zielinski. She's the first person since 2000 to win both titles at the Australian Open in the same year. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, check out these highlights from a free ride ski event in Switzerland. I'm Jaime Ocon. Take care and see you next time.